mechanics of it, just running through this over the last few years, there's a lot of common deficiencies, just, especially when you introduce new players to it. The main thing is a top hand and elbow not being high enough and like a stabbing downwards motion. And you'll see the pros don't have to do it because they've done this so many times that it's just natural for them. But when you're starting players, some of these things are really good to be a little bit over exaggerated just to get the players having the right feel for this. So that you can see Kadri here, his top hand and elbow is up high. It's perpendicular to his shoulder, almost like he's got somebody in the headlock or scarecrow arm, I call it. But there has to be that stabbing motion down and heel slightly off the ice. Toe should be having most of the weight of that downward motion meeting the wall. And then you can see this one, just the hands working together, the bottom hand being a fulcrum or pivot point. Top hand pushes out just to create that little that trap or wedge for the puck to die in. And this one, take it with a grain of salt. Toes can be coming in, toes can be going up ice, toes can be going down ice. There's all different variables for this one. But the thing that stays the same is just the blade angle. Building a trap with that stick rather than a ski ramp. And then on the backhand, you can just see the difference. The backhand side, if you're skating downhill, the top hand has to pull in, so the bottom hand is ahead of the top hand, and this one top hand is ahead of the bottom hand, just creating that trap or blade angle with a downward press. And then just an example of a weak toe, and this is where you'll see a lot of young players start out with this, is they don't have that stabbing motion. They just kind of come in and hope that the stick is going to do all the work or have a shock absorber naturally built into it. But what happens is the puck's energy is too much for the stick without the right technique, and it'll just go through the toe. And this one a little bit more high level, but you can see players start to figure this out at about the U15 level also, where when that puck's coming around, it's got a natural spin on it, of course, from coming around the boards. And if you can control that spin and deaden it, and with this one, you can see the spin is off the stick, off the boards, and then it pops out into an area to make a play. So you're basically just touching that puck. It's going stick, boards, and then that spin on it is not quite dead, but it's just coming out a little bit, just so it's in an area where you can make a good, clean play on it.